I've been trying to record this darn video for way too long. I'm not used to looking at a camera, so I'm just leaking awkwardness. So, I'm done doing takes. This will be the take, and you're just gonna have to put up with my weirdness and awkwardness, because I'm weird and awkward. I really wanted to record an update video for, you know, the video. Obviously, it's my most watched video. It completely exploded. And I know it sounds really cheesy to say my life turned upside down, but it actually did flip upside down when that video exploded. A lot of you have been asking, what's happened? It's been 2 years. What's the update? Have I made friends? What have I learned? What has changed? What's happened to me? Am I happier? All of that. And I will do my best to answer those questions. So if you've been wondering that stuff, and if you've seen that first video, and you want the update, here it is. And I wore the same dress 2 years later. I felt like it was an appropriate thing to wear. So I want to give some backstory to what happened that night, the night that I recorded that video. I had just started YouTube that year, and I had about 8 subscribers, or maybe less. And that night, I actually don't remember extremely well. I just remember that it was in a time in my life when I was living in Minneapolis, and I was living with my boyfriend at the time, but it was at the end of the relationship when the relationship was crumbling. And I remember that evening I wanted to go somewhere, because I often want to go out, and I asked him if he would come to a park with me and do something with me, and he said no. So I got dressed up and I went to the park alone, and I was just people watching as usual. And I still remember the intense amount of loneliness that I felt. And that was not an unfamiliar loneliness. It was a loneliness that I was very familiar with, that I have felt my entire life, pretty much. So, I really don't know why that was the breaking point for me and why I decided to publicly record and post a video. I think I was just in the swing of recording videos for my brand new YouTube channel, and I knew for a fact that not many people would see this video, but I think part of my motivation was so that other people can feel like they're not alone. And also, yes, it was for sure a cry for help, and just kind of I'm sick of this, something needs to change. So I recorded the video all in one take and zero planning, and I posted it to my 8 followers, and for the next something like 6 months, nothing happened with that video. Nothing. I remember the first comment I got was from my aunt, and I was so embarrassed that my aunt saw it. I was like, oh no, should I delete it? So then nothing happened, and I continued recording videos, and nothing really happened with my channel. I can't remember how many subscribers I had, but maybe, well, actually I remember I celebrated 100 subscribers before it took off, before this video took off. So I got about 100 subscribers, and then suddenly in July of 2020, last year, it was June maybe, something started happening with my channel. I don't even remember that excitement, but I just remember I just started noticing that I started gaining a bunch of views. And this was before my channel was even monetized, and I had no idea what was going on, but it was very exciting to me. Okay, so that is the backstory. So if you're new here, and you have been wondering why my channel has 117,000 subs, because of the quality of my content, which I'm very aware is not quality. Well, that's the reason. It's because this one video exploded for me, and I got all of my following from that. And I've been extremely fortunate and grateful that that following has stayed with me and my channel has continued to grow, which I'm very happy about. So that's the backstory. And now I want to tell you what happened after it exploded. So the explosion never really stopped. It still continued, and people were contacting me on all of my social media. I was getting so many messages, overwhelming. Everybody messaging, literally thousands and thousands of messages on Facebook and my Instagram, and I just, yeah, definitely had no idea what to do. I actually thought and tried to respond to all of those messages for a while, and that you can't do it. I got hundreds a day for a while, and I'm very, very grateful that all of you reached out. And I mean, obviously all the comments on the YouTube video, I'm just beyond overwhelmed by it. So here's what happened after. I was 21, and it's hard to sum up 2 years of my life in a quick video, but the summary is that years 21 and 22 were definitely the darkest years of my life for so many reasons, and I actually go over that in one of my other videos. That goes over a lot of the things that happened to me, or that the decisions that I made that were bad. So after the video, nothing changed. In 2019, 2020, I was 100% alone. I actually was more alone than I'd ever been. It didn't get better after the video. It got worse. Much, much worse, because I was going through the breakup, got hit by a car, lost my ability to walk and my health, got super, super, super depressed, or more depressed. And I was very, very alone. But there's an upside, and that is all because I made a decision. I made the decision to move. In 2020, August of 2020, I decided to move to California. And that was a good decision. I knew that that's what I needed to do. I needed that change. I needed to progress. I needed to move forward in life. And moving to California was just that. So I found a place to live on Craigslist, and I made the 30-day trek down. It was 30 hours, it was crazy, through the desert and in my totaled car. I drove my totaled Saturn. The beginning of all of the positive changes happened with that decision to move, and also, most importantly, was the people that I found on Craigslist. Or should I say the people who found me, because I made an ad and they answered it. And they were, I couldn't have been luckier. When I got there, I met my roommate, the girl that I was going to share a room with, and her name is Savannah. And she is a hardcore extrovert, very loud and very talkative, and I love it. I love her. I'm obviously very quiet, and it definitely took a very long time for us to actually connect, probably a good 5 months of living in the same room together before we actually connected and before we became friends. So it was actually on our trip to Oregon that I'll link here. I'm just referencing all these videos, I guess, but they are coming up in conversation. We took a trip to Oregon, a crazy, adventurous trip with Savannah and her 2 friends. At the time, they were kind of her friends because I didn't know them very well. But that trip changed everything because I got introduced to her friends, and I got to know her better. So that friend group that you've been seeing in a couple of my videos, they're not people that I found. They're actually Savannah's friends. So what happened was Savannah just invited me to hang out with her friend group, over and over and over, and I just hung out with them. We actually went, and this happened in like February of 2021. This is when I met all of those people, and we just hung out a lot. Then very slowly, extremely slowly, over those 5 months, I got to know each individual, and some of them much more than others. And when you are in a group of people, especially people that you don't choose, you get along with some of them better than others. They're on different, levels of closeness. I just want to clarify, because I don't want you guys to think that I have 5 friends, because that makes you feel bad. Because many of the people that watched my first video related to that because they felt alone. And I just want to say that it's not like I've jumped over the fence and now I'm happier than ever with 5 friends and I'm lucky and you're not. That's kind of what I'm saying. I just want to present like the reality. Nothing is more important than presenting reality and not a fake representation of my life, okay? I hope that is clear. But that being said, I couldn't be more grateful. They are good people. They're all really amazing, good people, and I'm very lucky to have met them. I'm going to make another video very soon talking about all of the challenges and lessons that I learned about making friends, and there are a lot. I've already made my list, like my notes, and I have a lot of things to share, and they're going to be very helpful, so stay tuned. I think it'll be my next video. A lot of you always ask me, they're like, well, you can't actually be shy or awkward or socially anxious if you do YouTube because you're talking to thousands of people. I'm not talking to thousands of people. I'm sitting in my room alone and I'm looking at a camera, and I promise you it is so difficult to look at a camera, maintain eye contact with the camera lens, just like this robot eye. Like, I can't tell you how much I struggle, and I have literally spent the last 40 minutes trying to record an intro for today's video. Oh, it sounds so awful saying today's video. I just noticed that when YouTubers film in this way, they have to lift their arms way up or else people won't see their... Let me just kick it down a little. There, better. I think it's better. Okay. So, and you're wondering why such piece of crap videos on a piece of crap video, such trash quality videos have made me, okay. If you're new here,